I'm gonna talk to you guys about staying safe on these damn roads. For all my new riders and my experienced riders, I'm gonna touch on some stuff today, show you some of the things for you to be mindful of. Number one, when you're riding your motorcycle, don't ride in pain, man. When you ride in pain, you literally have to start to move around, you get uncomfortable, and then your chance of getting into an accident goes up. So I like to take some ibuprofen, pop that, and then I'm good. I'll do that maybe about 2 hours before I actually go on a ride. I don't do it when I'm getting ready to ride, okay? About 2 hours. Another thing is, when your eyes are dry, you need to have yourself some eye drops. Woo! I shared that in a video when I went up to New York. The eye drops help your eyes to stay lubricated, and you get a chance to see better. When your eyes are really dry, they tend to get heavy, you tend to get sleepy faster, and you're not as focused. You got what I'm saying? Another thing is your protective gear. Oh, holy crap. I ain't got no protective gear on, except this helmet. So let's fix that. Protective gear. I have on Sedici. It's a 3-season jacket where in the summertime, I could take out the liners. It has 2 liners. And in the wintertime, I'll have on the double liners, which lets absolutely no wind into my chest, my back, my underarms. And I have on these heavy duty gloves from Harley Davidson. These are not heated because it's not as cold outside to put on heated gear, but it is chilly, okay? Another thing for you to analyze is your mirrors. Let's talk about those mirrors. You straighten that bike up. The whole thing is about being more comfortable on your motorcycle. You look at your mirror. Make sure your mirrors is designed and set up to where you can see, well, my left side, I have a tour pack on my bike, right? So I like to see the tip of my tour pack. I make sure I can see that, which means that's gonna cover my blind spot. And then my other side, I make sure that I can see a little bit of my tour pack, which means I can see that side. Because I'm 6'2", adjust your mirrors. When you're riding local, before you go on the road to get these long distance rides, adjust your mirrors. Because every time you gotta go like this to look off your mirror, that's another chance of something coming up in front of you. And by the time you turn around and look, you're done. You see what I'm saying? Also, the helmets. Don't use German helmets. Do not use those helmets. Those helmets will protect nothing. You know, we're talking about keeping everything nice and safe, right? And making sure you get home safely. You know, I can't tell you how many times I see people with images online that have these German helmets on, and they get these little small accidents and their whole face gets smashed up. And I'm not trying to put bad news on anybody. I'm not trying to put no damage on you. But, you know, today's video is about keeping it safe, right? Tips on keeping safe. I like the modular helmet because I get a chance to do that, close it back in. Some people don't even like modular helmets, but I prefer the modular over the half face or the German style helmets. Another thing is when you're riding, make sure that you look, check your environment. I'm pulling off from my house, right? I'm still making sure my kids are not there. My dog is not there. There's not a damn snake on the road, right? Because things happen. Always check your surroundings. Look out for nails. Because the last thing you want is to run over a nail. That's never going to be fun. Woo! I'm making a quick run. Heading to go pick up some chicken. I'm going to make some stewed chicken today for the family. I haven't done that in a while. You know what I'm saying? So another thing to look for too when you're riding your motorcycle is being aware of your responsiveness. How responsive are you? When something happens and you have to get out the way, do you know how to counter steer? Do you understand how counter steering works? Remember, look, you see me looking left and right. Sometimes look twice, look 3 times, because sometimes your brain can shut off. So let me get back to counter steering. Counter steering is If I shift my handlebar this way, it's going to take me to the right. If I shift my handlebar this way, it's going to take me to the left. That's counter steering. You practice counter steering, practice it when you're riding, right? Look at what it's doing. It will get my bike out the way much faster. Now, the slower you go, the more responsive your motorcycle is going to be. The faster you go, it's not going to be as responsive. So you're going to have to be the one to respond a lot more, okay? You have to be the one to handle that bike a lot more. So I'm going to give you guys some angles so you can get an idea on what counter steering looks like as I'm riding down past this camera. So I'm going to counter steer as I go past the camera, and I want you to see what the bike does. I'm going to go pretty slow. I'm not going fast. I'm pulling this way. It goes this way. It's a dilly-dally, okay? I want you to practice that. Practice the dilly-dally. You want to be confident in the bike moving, all right? So I'm going to dilly-dally all the way down. You're going to see me going left and right. I'm pushing the handlebar left and right. I'm not aggressively doing it, but I'm working it. There we go. See that? Boom. And that's how you control the bike. So when you start practicing the counter steering concept, then you start to get a little bit more confident, right? Working on your responsiveness. And I'd recommend for you to start exercising as well. Train athletically. Don't train bodybuilding. Train athletics. Working on your balance, working on your rotation, working on your stability, working on your speed. Because when you work in those responsiveness in your muscles, then your body becomes more adapt. It adapts better. Another thing as riders, when you're going long distance riding or local riding, is to understand the environment where you're riding, okay? Know the wildlife. What are some of the things you need to look out for? Like out here, I know I'm gonna have to look out for deers. I have to look out for snakes in the road, possums, skunks, foxes, dogs, like the area where I'm riding now. There's always dogs out here. So I have to look out for that. But some of you live in areas where you have to look out for bears. You have to look out for freaking elks. You have to look out for so many different things, coyotes, you know? So know the environment of where you're riding. A few more tips I'll tell you as we go into the supermarket together. Stay off your damn phone. Listen, my wife and I was riding the other day, and she saw a guy. I think that was her first time even noticing it. She couldn't believe that this guy was literally just on his phone, just texting away on the highway. I understand if you're in a local space, like when I'm riding, I have to hit the open button to check my app, my navigation. I get that. But this guy was having a full-blown conversation on his text, and a car could have stopped immediately, and by the time you look up, you think you have control, you don't. I remember riding next to a couple of guys before, and this one brother was on his phone the whole damn time, just texting away. And I'm like, bro, don't do that. Don't do that. You stupid? Stay off your damn phone. There's enough people out here that's trying to kill us on our motorcycles. So it's important that you listen to the things that I'm telling you, because I'm telling you, it can happen at the blink of an eye. And a lot of times we think we got this under control. And I ain't gonna lie to you, sometimes I'm texting a little bit longer too. Not texting, but I'm looking at my phone a little bit longer than I should be looking at my phone. And I'm telling you that I do it. So I had to remind myself, man, you better get off that damn phone. That's the dumbest thing that we could ever do. Another thing is this: if you're gonna hang out with your buddies, right? Don't drink no damn alcohol. Do not drink alcohol. And I'm gonna tell you, it might not be just for your impairment of your responsiveness when it comes to riding, your responsiveness, but if you carry a firearm, for example, and let's say you have to defend yourself, somebody try to bike jack you, or you get into a scuffle with somebody and you got to end up taking that weapon and doing what you have to do, guess what? You have alcohol in your system, you hanging out with a bunch of guys, you're going to be the one in trouble. So don't drink when you're out. Drink at home. Drink at home. And on top of that, when you're drinking,
And now you're trying to dilly-dally? Now you're gonna be dilly-dallying without even trying to dilly-dally. Your bike is going all over the place. You're like, what the hell, right? So don't freaking drink no damn alcohol. I know you grown people, but I'm just talking to you about some safety tips to be mindful of, okay? And riding is awesome. Riding is a lot of fun. Riding is beautiful. It's something that I look at every day and I'm like, okay, this is good. But my other video, I posted that, I haven't been in the mood to ride long distance because of my spirit, okay? When God speaks and I listen, right? So you have to start to learn how to use that intuition and listen to that intuition. Just because you plan something for a month or plan something for a whole entire year, if spirit says don't do it, don't do it. You could always get out there and do something again. Make sense? So that's what I want you to look at. So that's my quick tip for you guys, man. I'm not going to be boring you too long with this stuff. I want you to really be careful out here. A lot of my new riders, don't get cocky. Don't try to be like everybody else you see. Keep it fun. Handle your motorcycle better and better every single day. Practice your U-turns, your figure eights. Practice your dilly-dallying, your counter steering. Practice all of that stuff. Your responsiveness is important. Practice using your head, your neck. Head left and right. I'm turning. See, I'm still looking. And that way I know I'm safe and I'm looking through the turn. You see what I'm saying? So let's get after it. This is Sensei telling you, let's keep on getting these miles. Let's get that money. Let's get that muscle, baby. We out of here. Peace.